Today's an exciting day, folks, because we have a Slasher Season 5 on the way. And it's going to be titled Slasher Ripper. And I'm going to talk about that title in just a second because, I have some predictions on what that title could mean. And yeah, I'll come back to that. But when I heard the news that Shudder renewed Slasher for the season 5 and it's going to be coming out this year, my excitement went through the roof because I'm such a big fan of this show. Like I've enjoyed every season today. Like there hasn't really been a bad season yet. I think each season, there's certainly some episodes that are better than others, and certainly some killer reveals that are better than others in each season. But I think really as a whole, I think each season is still shocking. I think what gets me going back and watching a new season of Slasher is that whodunit aspect, is that mystery aspect on who the killer is, because you have 13 weeks of of an episode airing weekly, and just each episode you're always pointing fingers at a certain character, and then in the next episode it might change, and just there's really no definitive end on who the killer is. It's always jumping back and forth, everybody's a fucking suspect in this cat and mouse game here. And so that's what I love. I love that guessing. I love that anticipation. I love that suspense of just waiting until that moment where the mask finally comes off and you find he or she is the killer. And then there's the big motivational speech on why she's doing this, what really made her go on this killing spree of killing everybody, and just that's what I love. I love that whodunit. That's what makes me that's probably my favorite element. That's what made me want to watch this show in the first place. Is because we don't get enough slasher style television anymore. We have slasher and we have Scream, but then really outside of that, there's really no there's a lot of independent slasher films now. But yeah, the slasher is not as big as it used to be. We occasionally you would get films like Halloween Kills that gets released to theaters, and there's a big audience there, and because of the fan base. But we don't really get we don't really get stuff like this. And I think one of the things that really surprised me about this slasher TV series is how is the creative and unique style of kills, because I think Slasher has some of the best kills ever put on TV, on horror TV, if I'm being honest. I think this has some of the best kills because each season has one or two kills that really stand out to you as being a badass kill. You reflect back on the show and you just think, man, that is a kick-ass kill, that is my favorite kill of the season. And just each this show does not shy away from the gore. This is some bloody stuff here. This shows this. It gets really in your face with the blood and gore. Occasionally there's that off-screen kill, but for the most part, this series is here to shock, and it does it really well in the kills. Because we're so used to the basic hack and slash, just stabbing someone, moving on. And yeah, it's just there's no fun, there's no creativity in the kills anymore. And I think Slasher, what it does really well with the kills is it uses its environment, it uses its location, and it uses the props around them to build effective and creative kills. The one that comes to mind as being probably my favorite of all 4 seasons actually is season 3, the Brewster guy, where he gets hot water poured down his throat. Oh man, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. See, that's how you utilize an effective kill. Is you use your environment. That's what I thought that kill nailed so damn fucking well. And it's I love each season for a different reason. Flesh and Blood, I loved it because there's that claustrophobic atmosphere. They're on this island, they're stranded, they can't really go anywhere once they get to a specific point. There's guaranteed to be a dead end at some point, and they can't really get off. It's not like you're in New York City where you can just leave whenever you want. And so that's one of the reasons for why I like season 4. But still, for now, for me, season 4 still has the weakest fucking killer reveal out of all 4 seasons, like by far. Like followed by maybe season 2, because I wasn't really a big fan of of the season 2's killer reveal either. Like there's some cool, I guess, reasoning and motivation there, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, for the most part, I think each season has a shocking killer reveal. It's someone that you don't expect, you don't see coming. And just like the show's writing, I think, is superb, because the show points fingers at fucking everybody's a fucking suspect now. And just like, I love that, I love that, I love that. Just, man, yeah. Like I've got to give all props in the world to Slasher. So anyways, yeah, let's jump to this article right now. So this comes from Bloody Disgusting. And so yeah, the title for season 5 is going to be called Slasher Ripper. Shudder's Slasher series will return for season 5. Announced today, Slasher Ripper is on the way from Shudder, the brand new 5th season of the slasher-based horror anthology series that originally kicked off back in 2016. Season 4, Slasher Flesh and Blood, slashed its way onto Shudder last year, and yeah, they've picked up season 5 now. The side report also teases the series is heading back in time. Okay, here we go. It's heading back in time to the late 19th century. There's a killer stalking the main streets, but instead of targeting the poor and downtrodden like Jack the Ripper, the widow is meting out justice against the rich and powerful. The only person standing in the way of this killer is the newly promoted detective Kenneth. I cannot say his last name. Whose ironclad belief in justice may wind up being yet another victim. That sounds interesting. So it looks like, yeah, this season is kind of going back to that, that Jack the Ripper century, and it looks like someone's taking on another, I guess, like urban legend here, and just someone, I guess, is picking up Jack the Ripper's, I guess, what he kind of left off. Like, I'm not sure if in this series Jack the Ripper is still a person here. I'm just gonna assume that he's dead and he's passed away, and someone's kind of picking up what he kind of started, and it's going to be kind of like a copycat. Is kind of what I'm picking up from here. But I think that's a very interesting, time setting. Is the 19th. The series is heading back in time to the late 19th century. Yeah, I think that is such a unique story as well, because I think all of the seasons have gone, they've gone from the future, the past, and the present, and they've jumped back between those three, time periods. But I think this I think is an interesting. We've never really looked at the 19th century before. It's all been in modern day, where cell phones, where the show talks about what cell phones and what gets out there on social media. That's what I loved about season 3, is that whole social commentary there. But now this will be a show that that none of that is existent here, and so I think that's what makes this kind of a more kind of terrifying time period, actually. So yeah, I'm excited to see who our main characters will be here and who will be. So it looks like we'll be following a detective here. But yeah, no, I'm keen for that time period. So yeah, let's continue reading. So production is expected to begin this spring. Is to begin this spring on Slasher Ripper. Okay. I'm keen. I've loved Slasher. This news it gets me very excited to see what the creators can cook up once again for us. Yeah, I cannot wait to watch this year when it releases on Shudder. Let me know your guys opinions on season 5 of Slasher. Have you got bored of this show after season 4? Because I know that was a very mixed season for like a lot of fans. Are you sick of this show, or are you still on board? Are you excited to see a season 5? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night, or wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye.